Hey, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And you're watching a video that is a shoe review. But before we get into that, I'm just gonna show you this bag. If you stayed all the way to the end, you'll find out what's in this bag, and it's not socks.
Mysterious stuff.
Listen, ASMR.
Okay. Oh, wow. And we lost half our viewers. This is an interesting one. Let's just see what it is, I guess. Get that out of the way.
It's an oxymoron that now we know the word.
It's the Brooks Hyperion Max, which is like a mid max shoe. That's the oxymoron part.
I mean, I feel like this is what you're expecting from a midsole from any daily trainer nut today.
But before we get into that, I guess maybe we can talk about what this shoe is, which is part of the Hyperion line from Brooks. That's kind of their...
Is it their endorphin line? Like Saucony has the endorphin,
I think that's what we're looking at.
This is supposed to be their more serious racing shoes.
It's a new shoe. 3 years ago, the Hyperion, which is crazy, it was that long
Just
ago.
rewind your watch.
So the Hyperion Tempo that came out then, we liked the shoe a lot. It was good.
We did. It reminded us a lot of a Skechers shoe.
Yeah, like the Razor?
Yeah, it was one of the first shoes to also jump on that super critical foam bandwagon. And so we started seeing this super critical foam. It rolls really well. It felt really good.
Yeah.
We love a no-nonsense shoe. And this shoe's just got a nice midsole and a well-fitting upper and an outsole.
There's no more Hyperion Tempo going forward. It's now just the Hyperion, which is confusing.
Let's get to their other Tempo shoe that is not called the Hyperion Tempo.
Yeah, so the Hyperion Max, which, okay, Thomas, when you hear the word Max, I think you already covered it, but what are you thinking in your mind?
Ultra Boost, the Super Blast, the SC Trainer, shoes that break the rule and go above and beyond cushioning limits.
Yeah, beyond the 40 millimeter ceiling ozone layer thing.
I mean, Max, like a giant, like when you go to get something at BJ's, you get the Max and it's like a giant cart.
We should probably clarify what BJ's is for people who don't live around here.
It's like a Costco or...
The Max could take on a whole different meaning.
Yeah, BJ Max.
But yeah, you're thinking bigger and better, supersize me. This, not so much. I guess before we get into the midsole stack and how it feels, and whether it's Max or not, let's talk about the upper. How do you think that fit on the shoe?
Okay, I gotta say, I sometimes bash Brooks for being kind of boring. This is not a boring looking shoe. This is a nice looking shoe. In the upper, I like it. And it fits really well.
It does have that feeling of the Hyperion Tempo where it's a nice, pretty simple, breathable mesh upper that just kind of like locks your foot in where it needs to be.
You know how I normally like gusseted tongues? This one doesn't have one. And it still is likable.
Yeah, which is interesting because it didn't slide around for me either, even though the
stay is way down at the bottom.
Yeah. You have your Chorus pod on there, by the way.
I do, and I'll get into that because, I mean, it's part of the performance part. So the last couple of runs, I actually have been taking this on the treadmill. We took it out in Texas when we first got it. I did some long runs here around Baltimore, and then I've done 2 treadmill runs in it, and I've been using the Coros. This is not an ad for Coros, the Apex 2, and I got the pod with it to test. And I was like, what do I use this pod for? And I haven't really found a ton of uses for it. Like
does it help
the data.
Does it help on the treadmill?
Treadmill, it's amazing.
Oh, okay.
So it's super accurate. So this pod with this, I just hit the indoor run and go. And it's been super accurate.
Oh, cool.
Like I'll set the treadmill to a certain pace. I'll look down at my watch, it's going the same pace. Distance has been the same, and then it's easily updatable to your Strava or any other thing that you link. I would say that just if you're ever on a treadmill, this pod is worth its price just for that.
All right, so let's get to the midsole, which is that DNA Flash midsole.
Yeah, this ain't helping at all.
It's a pretty thin sock liner there.
Yeah.
Not much going on in that one. Let's talk about stack height. Honestly, we have no idea what the stack height is. We thought it was 2618 because at the running event, that's the number they gave us. It's definitely not because they said it's 4 millimeters higher stacked than the Tempo.
Which was 31 millimeters?
Yeah, 31 I think, yeah.
So that would make this 35 technically.
By our measurements, which are like
non-scientific,
suspect, it does seem around 33. It has an 8 millimeter drop, so do the math.
Yeah,
25.
25. The DNA Flash, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I really do like the DNA Flash a lot. It's like you said, it's simple, super critical nitrogen infused midsole. Just gives you that bounce, but it's firm enough that you're not sinking in, but it gives you a nice energy return.
Well, when we tried the Hyperion Elite, I was like, I don't know that I would use it for race day. I really like it for daily training. You know, why do you need a plate? It firms it up a little bit. So I actually think for a daily trainer, not even a race day, this Hyperion Max is a really nice shoe that I would use for a daily trainer if you like picking up the pace a little bit. If you don't mind letting yourself go into the moderate zone during your runs, this shoe is a lot of fun.
Yeah, you definitely feel like you want to pick it up when you're in this shoe.
The shape of this midsole, even though it's that soft, simple foam, they really did a nice job sculpting it to give you that kind of like, I don't know, I just get like a leather feel to it.
So in the Hyperion Elite 3, the firmness of the carbon plate, the rigidity of it, kind of hit my stride in the wrong way. So my calf muscles just...
Like, that's me using maximum effort.
Running in that, my calf muscles kind of flared up because it was just too aggressive, or like it hit the wrong spot. But in this, I felt that it was like a lot smoother and softer, and it kind of felt, just more smooth through the stride. I took this on a 10-mile run last weekend. Felt pretty good throughout. I do like the light weight of the shoe. What do we got? What's the weight on this?
Oh, for my size 10.5, it's 7.9 ounces or 223 grams, which I have to say, that's very light.
It really is.
It really helps with the fast turnover feel.
Yeah, for my size 7.5, 6.8 ounces, 193 grams. So yeah, all in all, very light shoe. You're not gonna feel any extra weight underfoot.
You know, when you said that it rolled through your stride a little bit better than the Hyperion Elite, my guess is that you saw how there was no flexibility in that one. So this one just has a little extra give. So when you're coming through your stride, it's probably giving you that little extra feel. But what I was actually really surprised about was the tackiness of the rubber outsole.
I agree, it was pretty grippy. I think it has more rubber than the Hyperion Tempo or Hyperion Elite, so that's nice.
I ran on the kind of like, when we were in Austin, Ladybird Trail is sort of, what would you call that surface? Like gravel almost?
Yeah, gravel, like gravel.
Like dirt with small stones. I don't know, it's not the greatest surface, but this seemed to hold me pretty securely. No issues with it there. Come back to Baltimore, we're here, it was raining one morning, no issues there over the deck, and then again on the treadmill, it just felt nice and smooth. There is some exposed foam that I was a little worried about, but I don't notice it at all when I'm running.
I mean, so I've put in a little over 20 miles on the shoe. There's nothing.
Yeah, you can't, this actually looks like it's almost fresh out of the box.
And
and this has got over 20 miles on it, so.
Yeah, before we get into...
Before we go any further.
Before we go any further, we should tell you that this review is sponsored by Boundless Socks. We've been wearing it for all our winter runs. They are very comfortable, feel nice. By the way, if you buy a pair, they give a pair to someone in need, which is cool. Of course, makes a great Christmas present. You got a gift box right there. And go to the link in the description to pick up your pair.
So when you buy a pair and they give a pair to someone in need, does that make you like a secret Santa?
I think it is. Maybe not so secret because they probably have all your credit card information.
Yeah, but the person getting the socks doesn't know.
Yeah, unless they give them your credit card.
That would be a bad mistake.
Yeah, not a good business move.
All right, so back to the shoes. So Robbe, it comes down to it. We like this shoe. We find it very nice to run in. It's lightweight. It's great for tempo. But if you're Brooks, why does this shoe exist?
I don't know why it exists. I think they want to do a max version of the Hyperion Tempo, but they're so close together in their use case scenarios that I'm not sure anyone, like a Brooks fan, would ever buy both of these shoes.
I agree with you. You're not buying the Hyperion, which used to be the Hyperion Tempo, and this shoe. And as a matter of fact, if you like the Hyperion Tempo and you want it to be a tempo shoe, I would go with this, which is the Max.
Right. I think the Tempo or Hyperion is going to be $20 cheaper. This, by the way, is $170. Maybe we can talk about that price point. Do you think that's a fair price point for this shoe, or are we thinking... I think it's okay.
Price is so hard for me to determine at this point with shoes because I do feel like sometimes the companies are using expensive materials to create a better shoe and a better ride. So you move it up into this and then you're like, okay, well, maybe the upper, but this is a pretty simple upper. Like I said, there's no gusset on the tongue. There's no extra materials that need to be put together. It's almost like a practically a one-piece upper with a little bit of foam padding in the heel collar and counter. Like, I don't know where you would justify the price other than saying, okay, as you get to race day, people are now trained to spend a little more money.
Yeah, I mean, I actually think it's a pretty fair price considering the other shoes in the range where they're talking about endorphin speed. It's a little bit cheaper than the Takumi Sen, things like that. $20 cheaper than the Advantage Tempo from Ultra. So I think it's a fair price, all things considered.
I will say this is one of my favorite Brooks shoes, period.
All right, so red light, green light.
I'd give it a solid green.
Yeah, I'm into it. Green light for sure.
Yeah, a solid green with all the confusion. If this shoe was named something else,
yeah,
and maybe it didn't have the Hyperion back there.
Yeah, that's the only ding I have against it. Just the name, I think, will throw people off of the shoe. In the same way that like the Asics Super Blast, everyone thought that was going to be one of those super cush shoes where really it was just a lightweight, super lightweight daily trainer. Anything else about this?
No, I do say, you know, sometimes we're maybe a little harsh on Brooks because we want them to do some more exciting things in their lineup and do some things that we feel are on trend with other companies and what they're doing. I do feel like this shoe hits that mark. We give it a little bit of crap, like we said, for the name, and the confusion it creates, but it really is a really nice shoe. If you haven't tried Brooks in a while and you want to, this is the shoe I would grab.
Yeah, definitely.
Time to show them what's in the Bombas bag?
Oh yeah, let's do it.
All right.
I almost forgot.
We got the Bombas bag. What's in the Bombas bag today?
I don't know.
What?
Uh-oh. That's in plastic too.
Yeah, when you ship it, we don't want,
I'm not opening it.
Yeah, don't open it.
I didn't get my hat yet.
Do you want this one?
Yeah.
All right, try it on for the people.
Hold on.
There we go.
Ooh, that's comfy.
Isn't
I'm
it?
not gonna lie.
It's warm. This hat's from Winter Grit, and you can still sign up. Registration closes when, Robbie? Like the first week of January?
Yeah, so in case you don't know, Winter Grits are distance challenge for the month of January. You choose distance, run your miles. Pretty great community effort that we're all engaged in. And it's $30. You get this hat. You're entered to win some awesome prizes from Asics.
And a sticker. Now, The thing is, we originally opened up registration with a premium from Asics. That one sold out in less than 12 hours. So you can still get this, which is the hat that came with that premium. But the rest of the stuff's out. You get a discounted price. You still get the community. You still get the prizes. You still get the eligibility for contests. And it is a ton of fun. So the whole entire month of January, you're running with a group of friends to motivate you to get the most amount of miles you can.
Make sure you sign up for that. Links in the description.
Or just go to believeintherun.com/grit.
Yep. And follow us on Strava, Instagram, Facebook. The Drop podcast, Fuel for the Soul podcast, sign up for our email list, all those things, and then you get everything.
Yeah, the email is probably the sweetest spot.
Okay, I'll take it.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
No.
All right.
Thanks for watching.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Sorry, Brandon. First video. Shoe in your foot.
Proprioception or something? What's it called?
Proprioception.
Proprioception?
I've been practicing that one.
Yeah, feels supportive at the same time.
Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out if proprioception is the right
I think it is.
pronunciation.
I like it. Pronunciation.
Pronunciation of proprioception.
Yeah.
That's a tongue twister. But
you have your emphasis on the wrong syllable.